Hi guys, my name is Tanya and welcome to our Formula One related podcast on Project Podium. These are two of my boys. I actually became extremely close to them because of Formula One. So, do you want to introduce yourself? And since how long are you actually how did I even get introduced to Formula One?
My name is Sahil Sanduri. I got introduced to it long back in 2010 when I shifted to the UK to study. That time I got introduced to Hamilton. So since then I've been a Hamilton fan and been following.
How do you feel being a Hamilton fan?
I wouldn't want to grab them.
Hi, my name is Gumit, and I got introduced in the year 2012. I used to watch Formula One because the name of Schumacher, and then, of course, switching to Hamilton, I am with you. And I will not cry also on the camera, but at the same time, feels very different from changing from black to red. We are the boys, so that's our introduction that she gave. We'll give our introduction later.
My boys who bully the hell out of me.
Obviously, yeah. Max fans around, Perez fans around, you have to.
Max Ruega.
तू रोएगा.
ये भी इतना slow
Come
Perez के
on
साथ.
forward.
This is also as slow and tena
That's
as
Lawson. Yeah.
Shut up.
So slow.
You know what's his new name on the internet?
What?
Slauson. I think since Daniel Ricciardo has left, all the other seats of Red Bull are cursed. Like Checo, Lawson.
Albon? I think Red Bull doesn't give time.
Red
that's
Bull,
the problem.
I believe now doesn't have wings.
I guess so.
Or it's given the wings to just one car, one driver, one race. It's always max.
Okay, this podcast is not about Hamilton versus Red Bull. So
Of course.
let's get into the actual
Fair enough.
podcast where we discuss Formula One. So today we're going to discuss the Australian Grand Prix. And I have an interesting fun fact for you all. I think you all will know it still. I've written notes and all. Are you all proud of me?
Little bit, yes.
2002 Australian Grand Prix. Okay, 14 drivers DNF'd because there was a crash in the first lap between Barrichello and Ralph Schumacher, because of which 8 total drivers suffered the crash. Then 4 drivers suffered other issues, time pass, and then 2 drivers were disqualified. One because he exited in the red line pit lane, and the other because there was an illegal upgrade.
So who won? If 20 were
Schumacher won.
Schumacher, I think
Yeah.
that was a Schumacher.
Yeah, Schumacher won. But the point is that 14 guys DNF'd.
I believe if we talking about the Australian Grand Prix, I think we should act out because this is also our rookie first podium. And the way the rookies have performed today, we should all fall down or crash somewhere.
Yeah.
I think let it start first. We don't want to be hampered.
We can also be anti-Derek. Who knows?
I don't want to be hampered. Before it starts, I don't want to fall off.
Poor guy. You know what happened with him in the F2 race last year?
Yeah.
He was really good. Okay, like he could win championship, but he was P2 and everything. And then starting में खड़ा था, and the race just started, and his car never moved. It was just stalled. And poor guy lost the championship.
Who was this?
Isaac Hadjar.
I think, yeah, like on a formation lap, going so slow, still spinning out and damaging your railing. That's.
Yeah, Lance must be
Really
like,
bad.
बच गया. No one is going to.
Well, no one's going to make memes on this time at least. He scored some
He
points.
got 6.
there'll be no troll on
Papa
Stroll.
Stroll should be proud of him.
Agent Newell
there'll
will
be-
be like.
There'll be no troll on Stroll.
Agent Newell will be like, next year, some justice to my car, I guess.
No.
Alonso was the bodyguard
Between
between the top 10 drivers and the last 10 drivers, and all of a sudden, as soon as a statement like that was cracked, it's gone. And I'm like, okay,
That was jinx.
Yeah,
I
that's what-
swear.
That was
We
jinx
have to give
by
like a thing to our audience. What are you talking about?
So we all were at our respective
All
places.
Does he have an accent?
He was fine 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
So, Captain, what was the backstory about?
So we were at our respective places and we were chatting over a group that we have and watching the whole match. I was watching it.
Match.
Sorry.
Not even one guy. You get up.
Sorry.
You
This
get
goes.
up.
The race.
You have to take this back home.
Sometimes when my mom wants to irritate me, she's like, so who are the players today in Formula 1? Players? What do you mean by players? What did you all think was happening in the practice without thinking the race? Like, don't compare it to race. How do you think everybody's
I
thinks
genuinely
was?
felt that Sainz was taking Williams somewhere.
Yeah.
At least in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
But I would give it up to Yuki. He was also right there, and I believe he was very well disciplined, very well racing. I guess experience matters. He's got now more races under his belt, so he's become a little expert on
Actually,
things.
become a little calm.
Calm.
It
Yeah.
does help him.
Yeah.
He's become more focused and calm,
100%.
placing himself together.
And he had ice latte before qualifying, so he was
That's the
bragging
secret.
about it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed out.
Yeah. He's like, ice latte has done it for me.
So it was cool and calm.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for Oli.
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't
He
run the
couldn't do
practices.
anything, yeah.
He
Is it that Lawson didn't participate in P3?
He did the one.
Yeah, P1, P2. But he's
Oli
the
did
only
not.
rookie who's actually never driven in Australia. So if we give it that also to him, you know, like maybe.
You can defend Red Bull as much as you want.
I'm not defending Red Bull, I'm just talking about facts.
That is Isaac Hamilton in all three. We should
Yeah.
talk about that.
Of course.
Not lost.
Even Ocon.
Yeah.
Give it to Ocon from his experience from the past team to this new team, and he's driving a Haas. And everything. They were performing fine, I would still say. And honestly, it's been an upgrade since last year. Haas has somewhere slowly started picking things up, but things are just not fitting into the right place.
But I think
Still
they'll get
pick up.
into the groove.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's both new drivers.
Yeah.
New car.
Yeah. I think they'll get into the groove in 4-5 races.
And no Gunther saying, fuck off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But what?
I'm going to put out penalties for both of you
What?
for using any of these foul languages.
Penalties fine, don't take
I'm
money.
also going to be fining you.
Don't take money. Hey, Lewis abused today.
It was
He
not
needs
there.
to pay. HP needs to pay.
Talking about the Ferrari and the livery part, have you seen the changes they made on the HP logo? I feel the new one is still way good, decent.
Compared to the last
One.
Yeah.
This is my
But still on the track, I was liking Bika.
But you know what? I actually didn't like makeup because the color correcting of the whole stream is so bad that the car is not looking as good as the F175 launch.
Yes, so, but it's still better than the rest.
I
It's
swear.
definitely
it's a
better
good
than
step
the
up.
S,
Yeah,
but I thought
100%.
the
It's a
white
good step up.
Mika did a
makeup was
great
going to
job.
kill it. But it was not that good. But I think it's a very TV thing.
I think in the night races it would actually come up
Yeah.
and look better.
Yeah.
Without
Like-
the lights.
Probably.
When we were in Qatar, remember, we were so surprised to see that a steak is looking so amazing.
So amazing. Like,
So
steak and
good.
Haas.
Yeah,
Both
so
of them in the night were crazy. Killer.
very nice. I think that's the whole thing with makeup also. It's not looking
Also
so good
good.
on TV, but in real.
Also, today's climate and weather was
Yeah.
very dull.
There are different lighting.
Of course,
You
100%.
can't blame that.
Night races, I'm sure we cover.
You actually get the feel of the.
Yeah. आते हैं, चलो.
बंद करेंगे? चलें हम सीधा रेस देखने चाइना.
Oh, China! Out of all the places in the world, he wants
That's
to
a
We are
big
not responsible if we go to China and bring any kind of other viruses.
Modi will be very happy that out of all the countries he went to China to watch the race. Wow. How are the rookies, man?
The rookies were actually good.
Rookies are. This
This
is one of
some
my
of them are
favorite
surprising.
races, to be honest. It's my favorite race till now.
But honestly, Kimi surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
In
I
during
honestly
the
thought
practice
Kimi's
sessions.
like super hyped and like Toto was just selling him hard and
No.
all, but
He's worth the money.
he is.
Yeah.
He is.
He during the practice sessions he was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was his bad luck that he went off in Q2. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Q2 he was out.
Q2 he was out, right?
No, Q1 he was out.
That was just hard luck for him, but otherwise he has a good race now.
Yeah. He really proved it
actually
today.
good.
Like he finished fourth.
No, but okay, so that's also a mixed thing.
Mix of, yeah.
I would give him
Mix of
strategy.
DNS, but also he
Strategy.
overtook.
Yeah. He did.
He
He did
drove
overtake.
well.
There was a good strategy in place.
Yeah.
He just
Conditions kept on changing. He didn't come in pressure. He
Yeah.
took hold of the car. At one point, he also almost crashed, but he did not.
I think while the engineers were telling him to be careful about the white lines,
Yeah.
he was like, okay, I already slipped once, twice, and I'm getting
Yeah.
used to it. So I was like,
I think
I-
it was
I would
great.
definitely give it to a 17-year-old, 100%. And if I consider what he's doing and what we are doing nothing. So, but we're talking about you, so
He's 18 now, by the way.
okay. It's adult.
What about Ferrari quali, guys? Let's talk about that.
turning speed into the corner. That's a problem. When they're driving out, they're not getting that traction. That's what they were complaining about.
Yeah.
Once, I think it's a new car again.
I'm sure the way both the drivers have performed or they've been talking, or they've been discussing. That's also one of the reasons why I believe they didn't have any kind of communication during the race.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it in the race, yeah.
During the race, they had a lot of communication.
Wait, call it now. I have a whole segment for it. Designed for Ferrari engineers. But what about McLaren 1-2? Do you think it's going to be like a whole dominating 2023 Red Bull era in McLaren right now?
For at least the first 10 races, till everyone gets a hold of the upgrades, should be McLaren.
They, I believe, have taken the correct formula from last car to this car with major or minor, whatever upgrades or improvements they've put across, they've fitted properly, and it seems like the drivers are used to it. The drivers are feeling pretty much comfortable, not saying like, oh, this is a new car and I need to adjust everything. We're still seeing the same pace, the same scenario.
But again, McLaren and Aston Martin are the only two teams sticking with their whole same driver line now.
Yeah.
McLaren with their same team throughout the pit.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aston Martin has a Newey now, but McLaren has its own team altogether, and everyone's just comfortable with each other.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now talking about the race that happened today. There are so many things that happened. Like every lap there was something happening. Fuck the lap, there was shit happening in the formation lap. So what did all like Hajar?
Hajar was a surprise.
It was so surprising. I'm like, how could you, man? It's your first race in Formula 1 for a
Felt
sister
like
Red
an
Bull
hazard.
team.
Luckily, it was during the formation lap, so it wasn't that big an hazard. Everyone was slow.
But I'll tell you what was the best part about the whole Hajar crash. It was
Hamilton's
Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony. That was a very precious moment over there. That was a very precious moment.
So Anthony Hamilton went, you saw?
Nah, I missed that.
Anthony Hamilton went. So when Isaac Hajar crashed, he was obviously like shocked and depressed, and he's walking back and the cameras are filming him and he's just like doesn't know how to react. Hamilton's father has gone and spoken to him and like
Comforted him.
And
Yeah, I mean,
that was so
That was
good.
really good of him.
And
He's
Isaac
going and
looks
catching
up to
him.
Lewis, like it's just amazing father figure.
say that again.
We are talking good about it now, so then don't be
No,
sad.
that's what I just said. Just say again. Say
We
it
are
again.
talking good
So
about Anthony
basically,
Hamilton.
Hamilton's the goat on track. His father's the goat off track.
Yeah, honestly.
Compare it to what happened at the Qatar Grand Prix when we both went. Hamilton, actually, as a person, all that family name Hamilton, I believe, truly stands out because they are there off and on track for people. Can't win anything. Max Verstappen didn't even look at the facts.
Let's
Yeah,
not
this
do
is
that.
not a
Let's
Max
not do
versus Hamilton
that.
podcast.
Let's not do that right now. We'll have another podcast for
Hi, y'all make your own podcast about Hamilton and
We
Max.
actually do that and invite her in.
Yeah.
Oh,
project
I'm
called
going to
Unity.
get roasted also.
Obviously.
But the race and the drivers also, there was what I felt good in a way was also Carlos Sainz when he crashed out. While he was performing really well in the qualies and the test runs, after the race and everything, he actually did put out an apology to the Williams team and people and everything, and saying that this was not expected. He thought that he's taking it somewhere, but it didn't happen, and he took it on himself. And he also said that maybe I'll progress more. It's me and the bonding of the car, which is there. And I feel that is also very bold and a good move from a driver who's come from Ferrari to Williams to take Williams somewhere.
Yeah.
His aim and goal is set.
Really?
Yeah, he's there for the team.
He's there for the team. And he's always been there for the team. Even when you look down towards McLaren era, he always used to be a team.
Yeah.
Ferrari always used to be a team sport till that time. They
Yeah.
told him that he's not going to be a part anymore, but he had to prove himself. That's a different story. But otherwise, I think Williams got a gem.
Yeah,
They might
that's
come back to their old glory days.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not for the next 2 years, but probably after
I think
that.
after next year, everything's going to change.
2026
Regulations
regulations
are changing and
will change,
cars changing. So I think it should be a good bet for them.
He is actually, he wants to be the leader, he wants to be that person who leads the team, who takes the car through the finish line,
Yeah.
gets the points to the team.
He's also one of the best strategists after Alonso on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually
He's very
helped with
smart.
Albon's
He did
strategy today.
So I think it's
I have one question to two of you. This is in relation to seeing the driver which was in Haas last season to now be in Sauber, and Sauber in the first race itself accumulating more points than they accumulated from the whole last season. And I would also say I would honestly like the performance of Nico
Yeah.
on the track. He did had issues a bit on the track, but he managed.
He kept. Yeah.
Managed.
I think that speaks with all the experience when you just
Experience, yeah.
transfer from
Yeah.
teams to teams. He has that experience to just adapt.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of luck also with the yellow flags and all of that, he got his way up. But the point is that he did not lose his concentration and he kept it there and he defended for himself. And even with Kimi and Antonelli, like both of them were overtaking each other, but he made sure that he's not going down.
Plays a part where it's all about the strategies because today's race was
Yeah,
more of a
yeah.
strategical
Yeah.
race than pure race.
Prior racing.
There was a part of pure racing, obviously, you need to put the car on the track and not miss all the apexes. But yeah, I think the strategies also played a big role. With Hakan.
Yeah, overall.
And all of a sudden, where we seeing the papaya team 1 and 2, he has to be like, मैं घूम क्या था? क्या था वो?
Bro, he just followed Lando everywhere, even in the gravel trap. They went to the same line in the gravel trap as well. But they had a pure one.
Yeah.
Yeah, which got
Yeah. I think it was because of rain coming down and they were not prepared for that heavy rain and the roads to get that wet.
You, but
I think they
see,
were prepared.
he saw Lando
He went
having
like
that issue.
Right in front of him. He did the same exact thing. But Lando was able to
Get
it out.
situation.
Yeah.
He got out quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much more better than what he did. But there was also a time in the race where the 1, 2, and 3 were like so many seconds ahead of the whole game.
Yeah, it was happening.
He
It
was
was
in the
happening
last
for
lap,
us.
then I think Russell was 6 seconds behind after that.
Aramsi. There was this
Yeah.
point where Red Bull and McLaren had a 15-second
Yeah.
gap.
I think that's the time when Red Bull, Verstappen's tires weren't playing a part with him.
But how has McLaren tires not been created? Like, what have they done
It's
to
a
their
perfect
car?
formula.
Yeah, they have killed it with
They've
their cars
done
this
something.
season. They have two
All the
amazing
developments from the
drivers.
last
Yeah.
season, the second half of the last season, they've all carried forward right now and they've taken the best bits out of it.
True.
Regarding the Ferrari radio messages.
Um,
Regarding the messages over there, it's crazy.
It was. Alex Jakes was like, आज मैं chill करूँगा, ये लोग बात करेंगे. I'm just
The
waiting.
funniest bit is, throughout the race, the drivers want to concentrate on the wet track. They want to keep the car between those white lines. And these guys are going on feeding them information.
That's
They're
stupid
telling them.
information.
And they're telling them, okay, let me be. Leave it to me. And they still keep on giving information. Then when the rest of the grid are talking to the race engineers during the safety cars, yellow flags,
Silence.
there was pin drop silence
Silence.
in the Ferrari tunnel.
Yeah.
As soon as the safety car went in, they start talking.
But I तो felt like
Leclerc was or Hamilton at one particular point would have just been like, "भाई एक काम कर तू आजा चलाने."
Right?
Radio
I think
button
that's
off
something
it. Fuck it. It was damn irritating. Like, I, as a watcher, viewer, were getting irritated. Imagine what they were going
I
through.
think Hamilton and Rami, right? K1.
Yeah, what is it? I was
Like,
saying on
leave
the
it to me.
wait, let me go and press the K1. He like, press K1 now, press K1 now. And that whole Charles wala, वो पानी वाला तो बहुत ही funny था यार. मतलब I was like,
oh, he went in the puddle of the water.
no, when he said my seat has water.
Seats are water.
Come on, you can't compare on that. Those are both the best. You can't compare.
And with his accent and all, and then Alex James is like, he's such a sweet boy. How can you think that he will be rude to someone? I'm like, bro, he's driving an F1 car.
This is gonna be a crazy season with Hamilton trying to get used to Adami and not Bono.
Yeah.
Bono, yeah. I think he's gonna do anything to get Bono back.
I believe there might come a point where he's driving and he forgets the Ferrari and he's still thinking it's a Mercedes. He's like, what next?
I'm sure that might happen next race itself.
That would be funny. And it's also sprint weekend, so more
Yeah.
drama. What about Sonoda and Albon, guys?
Something's in there.
Yeah.
Something very different. And something's literally, it's like taking some other soul. Once becoming much more calmer. I'm like, I'll cool down before driving.
Albon has been cool since last season.
No, Yuki.
Yuki, yeah.
Yuki. The aggression and everything in the knee, like,
You keep
Sorry,
the
what?
sugar-free Red Bull.
Throughout the last season as well, like second half when Perez started falling and tumbling down the order.
They should have taken Yuki.
Exactly. So Yuki
Yeah.
was performing.
Anyway, they were losing constructors. They should have just taken Yuki to test it.
This is
but I believe this is what somewhere down the line, Red Bull is not able to figure out every couple of races, about 10, 12 or half down the season. They are like, not you, someone else.
Yeah.
Give them that much time and space at least to settle in.
I think they have zero tolerance on it.
Yeah, I think they're very
But they're super focused only on
Greedy.
one driver.
It's always
That is
been one
seen,
driver.
it's there, it's out there.
If you go to see, it's been throughout the history. It's always been one driver.
But then okay, fine. If not Yuki, if not Lawson, who from the current grid do you think would come in Red Bull? Current grid.
UK lost. I think Science would have been the perfect.
I was just going to say
Yeah,
Carlos. Yeah.
even I think
Science,
Carlos.
yeah.
They should have gone for Science. Why didn't they?
And plus, they had a good relation to our also.
I think maybe Carlos was not interested in Army because of everything that
I
happened.
doubt that. Because Carlos, I don't know how much this is as a fact, but during Drive to Survive, they never got a offer
Yeah,
from
they
Red Bull.
didn't show
Yeah,
Red Bull
yeah.
offer.
And probably it's because Red Bull anyways has so many young drivers under their academy.
Yeah.
They kept on emphasizing on the fact that Carlos is the next hot thing in the whole Drive to Survive, and they were like Carlos, which team, and all of a sudden we heard Williams, and then this Alpine who was trying, and everyone, and all of a sudden he chose Williams. Fine, that's his choice. But as a matter of fact, looking at the current stats and looking as someone who can also be a race winner, leader, and everything, I think Red Bull should have been with Carlos for a while and then seen how things happen. Because there are even rumors surfacing that, as a matter of fact, Max and Toto are having a word, or when the whole scenario was happening at that particular time.
I think that was eliminated, right? That he wasn't going to share. They tried.
They tried,
Yeah, they tried.
But they got a complete move from.
Even Zach apparently tried, and then he saw how much he has to pay, and then the phone call ended. That's what they've been talking about this weekend.
Yeah.
That McLaren was also interested in Max, which I think would have been a shit show.
Yeah.
I
He's
feel
good in
McLaren
ours.
is right now the perfect piece, everything assembled,
Yeah,
everything
they should not
composed.
change
They should
anything.
not change
Yeah, they
anything.
should not.
They should change one the papaya race. Piastri was right behind Norris. They asked them to neutralize the race.
But
Once he
when
gets that
the
distance.
gap is 3 seconds,
Yeah.
they said you're okay to race.
I
When
was
the
open to
gap,
race.
yeah, when
It
it
was
was 0.5, they said neutralize the race.
Yeah. Okay, so I agree to the fact that the track was wet, it was a hazard, and there has been an incident in the past where Piastri does go a little aggressive on his overtaking, as today with
Today
Hamilton.
was-
But and they did not risk losing both the cars.
Okay. Driver of the day, Norris.
Obviously, he won.
I think who
Automatic.
deserved Kimi Antonelli.
I
He deserved
am
the
sure
driver
he
of the day.
does. More than that, I would also give it to Alvin.
Yeah. But I think Kimi Antonelli, it's your first race, you're in a
Fair
Mercedes,
enough.
there's so much pressure. You
Fair
started in Q1 wala grid.
Fair.
And you've come to P4.
I think
Too good, yeah.
that's the thing, right? This was not pure racecraft. It
Yeah,
was
but still,
50-50. I think
yeah.
probably because of that he did not receive
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But if you go for pure racecraft, I think Alvin should have gone.
Alvin should have
Already.
gone. But Kimi should have gone. What is it? I think everyone just votes for Lando because of the love they have for Lando, which is sure. I mean, love Lando, do whatever you want for Lando. But driver of the day को last day भी हमेशा मिला. What do you think would be Toto's reaction after today?
After today,
You'll be dancing.
Ferrari, where?
I love Toto so much. I remember that interview where he said that I'm telling Hamilton to wear a suit since 12 years, and on his first day of Ferrari,
He's
wears
wearing a suit.
And then I'm like, Toto must be the happiest person today. एक तो जॉर्ज कहीं ना कहीं से हमेशा पोडियम पे पहुंच जाता है.
Somehow he's on the podium. I think he has that mantra that Neeta Ambani uses for Mumbai Indians.
What is this mantra telling you also? Because Ferrari is
Exactly
the
that.
full RCB. Like,
His thing during the whole race was Toto's headphones.
the
There
Bose.
was no banging on the
The
table.
Bose.
He just
एक पोडियम पे है, दूसरा पे अच्छे पॉइंट से गया कंस्ट्रक्टर्स में मैं यस
15 and
12,
27 was standing together. Kimi is like, again, the driver cooled down to be standing with Toto. It's like father and son standing.
Yeah, he's asking how's cooler and all. Full. We're talking about the cooler room. The cooler
Yeah,
room is so
it was-
great. Yeah.
It's much better.
Much better.
Yeah,
I'm so happy
classy and
Mohan
all.
Shandon is back. And not Ferrari
Yeah,
champions.
yeah. But then LV logo I didn't like. It was
Obviously, this is the
too-
first
yeah.
time I'll be coming into
Yeah,
Formula 1.
it
So they
takes
had to
time.
fund it.
They
But
branded themselves everywhere, even on the tracks and everything with the sand stuff that they did, their logos are out
Yeah.
like
Like, yeah.
literally out there. Yeah.
loud and clear.
LV as a brand anyways
Of
is large,
course,
so they had to
yeah.
portray it.
But also, I think it take time to get used to the LV.
Yeah, because you've never seen a designer
Yeah.
brand sponsoring in Formula 1, right?
I swear to God, I just have a very bad joke on LV right now.
Do it.
Because I don't want to. I don't believe it's Louis Vuitton, but it's like Louis Verstappen.
I think that should have been the case today, right?
Yeah,
Lewis and Verstappen
I
fighting. That
really
would have
wanted
been fun.
Lewis Verstappen fight today.
I think we are going to see that soon.
When Aston Martin crashed, I was like, oh, Lance gaya. Then when they announced
Lance,
Alonso, I was like, oh shit.
Even I was hoping that it would be announced.
Yeah.
कुछ तो आज meme बनेगा, but नहीं बना.
और I think he knows that अभी it's my last year, मेरा बाप इतना पैसा खर्चा कर रहा है, सच में मुझे निकाल देगा.
हाँ, कंगाल हो जाएगा उसका.
Yeah. और कोई choice ही नहीं है.
But on the same time, what had happened with the points put it out on what McLaren was focusing on, neutralize the race. It's open or whatever. After 4 to 5 races, I swear to God, Piastri would be sucking on the bottle of water and sitting out there irritated. And I just hope that they don't again just focus on Lando coming as first.
But I think there was an interview by Black Brown before the race. They're like, we are not choosing or favoring any of the drivers yet. We'll see how the first 10 races go. Whoever has the advantage, the team will favor that person. That's what his.
I'm glad he's put it across this time at the start of the season.
But then there is also the statement that he made where he said we've seen Hamilton era, we've seen Schumacher era, and now we are entering Norris era.
Correct.
Even if he didn't take Red Bull drivers' names, it's fine. He directly said now we are entering Norris era.
But if you go to see between the two of them, Norris is a little more polished to win races comparatively.
Because he's been in McLaren since the time he started.
He has more experience than Piastri, obviously.
But I prefer Piastri.
He has a brute racecraft over there. He is as aggressive as the younger drivers now. He can play a good part, but you have to be calm towards the end. Actually, let's talk about this and choose one driver each that's going to be sacked.
First red driver to be sacked or in general?
In general.
If all three of us are correct,
I feel Duan.
Yeah, we know he's going to get sacked. We already know it.
And the second, I believe if Lawson's going to be this Lawson, then he's out.
I think even I was going to choose Lawson.
He's out.
If he remains that aggressive how he was in, I think, Mexico.
No, he showed the finger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one.
Shit. That was too much.
That was a bit much.
So
So
that
that
was
an
bad.
aggression with Max is going to be bad.
Or any other driver.
Any other driver who's more experienced, he can do it to the rookies are fine.
I don't think you can do it to
You
anyone.
can't.
Yeah, you can't do it. See,
I'm
even
saying,
if that,
I'm comparing in terms of rookies and experienced drivers that you show a good amount of respect to any experienced driver who's even raced one more race than you. Show it to them, but at the same time, he did that Checo. But right now, after seeing this race, I swear to God, Checo would be like,
check.
I think
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you guys made a bad mistake.
Yeah.
You could have chosen someone.
Imagine all of a sudden after 10 races, Honor goes like, yeah, we're getting Checo back.
I doubt
It's
that.
possible.
I doubt that's one.
But I'll tell you why. Because there is no other driver that Red Bull has at this point. Who?
They're going to just promote and demote. They're not
I
going to
don't think they are
face.
taking Yuki. Yeah. I'm
They
not
might,
getting
they
the.
might try. If Yuki performs throughout the season, they might just try.
But Yuki crashes a lot also.
It totally depends. Their main thing is they've always gone for swapping.
Yeah, that's the
Not
first.
gone to get a completely new face all of a sudden. They've always gone for swapping. Like Red Bull person goes to Vika wala comes here. They've never been like, okay, let's get
And
someone.
the swapping doesn't work, then they get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just keep swapping between their teams.
or as they say, Christian Horner has a soft heart for Daniel Ricciardo.
But Daniel doesn't want to
But
come back.
Daniel's out.
He's done.
Daniel is not interested.
Yeah.
But I miss him, yeah. Well, that TTS episode also is like.
That was too good. I miss that honey badger smile moving around the whole track.
And very like cool clothes and being so friendly and nice. And like,
He had a good positive, friendly vibe throughout the grid.
Even when he was performing really bad, he always was.
He always had a smile on
He
his
was in the
face.
moment. Yeah. Very cute guy.
There are not going to be any more shoeies there.
Yeah.
Imagine, I'm going to be sad.
I think
it didn't happen in Australia. The
I
first
think
race
also-
itself never happened.
Exactly.
No shoe happened.
I think Oscar should do shows.
I don't.
Hopefully.
It's an Australian thing now, so.
I don't think
But you
fosters
know,
that
it-
personality.
when
He's
you
not that
say
personality.
Shoei and F1, it's always Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be him.
No one else can
He's
like.
made almost all the drivers have Shui.
Yeah, it's become a thing even when we are doing our screening and all.
Actually,
we are
yeah,
doing
we
Shuis.
should,
You
yeah.
know that Shuis has become a thing now.
I think we should pick this tradition now and
Yeah,
do a Shui
we should.
during your
Screenings. What do you all think about the McLaren strategy?
McLaren's
The
strategy.
neutralized race thing.
I think they read it wrong. They did not understand the assignment. People are supposed to race when they're in the DRS
Yeah.
and not when they have a big gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've really messed it up over there.
But I think they were also scared कि Oscar और Lando नहीं एक दूसरे के अंदर.
They were scared. Yeah.
They were scared.
I also felt they were scared.
They
We spoke
only
about this
crashed,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. They were scared, but come on, it's racing.
Yeah, and it's
Just
like,
maintain those etiquettes and race.
No.
No, actually, I think they were scared because of Nico Rosberg and Hamilton era coming back in McLaren.
oh my god.
You never know if that would be the case.
Insane though. That
If
would
that
be-
happens, it's going to be a crazy season for
Yeah,
McLaren.
that would be insane.
हाँ.
And side भी बस Ferrari जीत जाए, Max जीत जाए.
Hey, don't forget, Russell अचानक से आ जाता है. Third तो मेरा है.
Third उसका है fix.
Third मेरा है.
घर बना लेगा वो तीसरे
We
पे.
did that team pose.
Yeah.
Formula 1 कार से जैसे निकला flying boss headphone का कितना crazy हुआ.
What about the tire choosing for Alonso?
I think it was just pretty messed up.
Yeah, I think they got confused. Like, the
Everyone was
AMS
panicking.
Yeah, everybody was
Because
panicking.
that rain shower of the class 3 apparently, which Hamilton never got to do.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was that?
That
Yeah.
was very bad.
I have the exact words in my phone. Okay, I'm gonna read it out to you. Okay, so Adami told Lewis that it wasn't gonna rain much, while Brian told Charles, Class 3 rain is coming.
I think
So-
all the teams were going on with class 2 and class 3.
Yeah, and he's just
For
like,
what
it's
time?
not gonna rain much. How the hell can you do that?
I believe
He's
they
just
are.
like, K1 Noah, K1
No,
Noah.
no, no. I swear to God, they must be checking the Indian news channels. Way back of that happening to Hamilton. Way bad choice for Aston giving wrong set of tires to Alonso. At the same time, I feel or I believe the strategy also got ruined for Alpine somewhere down the line. They were thinking of having another pit stop or probably going towards the soft tires at the end to cross and get to the points. That went wrong with them,
Even for Haas.
even for Haas.
Even
kept
for
them out.
Max, first they told him come in, then they said
Yeah.
stay out, and they said okay, come in.
One
It
lap
was
got
extremely
wasted there.
chaotic, yeah.
In all
Can't blame.
of this, the McLaren and the Papas.
Chil-
क्या लगा क्या है तुम्हारे टायर पे? No, hardly
Ah,
degradation.
no degradation.
They
Well
were
balanced car.
very
Wow.
well, very well. They had the power itself in the rain or on the dry track that they were like, okay, let's heat up the tires, let's cool down the tires, let's heat up the tires, let's cool down
If
the
you
tires.
go through the last bit, Verstappen, when he was on Norris's tail, Verstappen had to cool down his tire again and
Yeah,
again go through
yeah.
the wet section of the track. Norris is bindas going on the dry section.
Yeah, and he did make one mistake. I was just like, Norris, one mistake, and Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Like that.
Hamilton.
See, that's
ये
the soft
रहेगा.
part.
ये कटने नहीं वाला podcast.
Verstappen mistake.
This is the thumbnail.
Yeah. So.
One mistake, but he did not. It was very surprising that Norris did not walk
Yeah.
out.
Thanks to Will as well. He went and gave Norris that confidence that the car has the speed.
Yeah,
Don't know
you
to go
cannot. Yeah,
to. Don't know how to go to.
yeah, it's in the car just drive.
Overall, when you talk about strategies of races, when the teams were coordinating with their respective drivers, a lot of them showed some kind of panic, showed some kind of fear, showed some kind of thing where they're like, what can happen next? But somewhere down there, McLaren was just boosting. Go for it.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah,
You know, they had the confidence in the
Yeah.
car and the drivers.
yeah. They had confidence in both. It's a very set A-class team right now, and they should not fuck it up with Lando and
I
Oscar's
think-
ego. Yeah,
It should be like how it was between Hamilton and Bottas
Bottas in
in
the start.
2019.
Yeah.
19 and 20.
Yeah.
In the beginning, they would let them race.
That was the most epic pairing I've ever seen
Yeah.
because both of them were very understanding each other. It was also the point where Mercedes told Bottas go in
Mm.
or told Hamilton back off.
Yeah.
this is Bottas's race, or Bottas backed off because
It's on
And
merit.
they were
It's
supporting
on
each
merit.
other.
And they were very happy. They were not like how they, I won't talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Or
discuss.
I'm just gonna crash inside.
Yeah.
If you don't win, then I don't win.
Yeah.
Types.
I think after that it was such a pairing was only with Sainz and Lando.
Charles. Sainz and Charles also had.
No, that kind of a pairing.
Yeah.
It was only Lando and
We
Sainz.
could have set Sainz and Charles if they would have again played together, or they were driving together for more couple of years. That body, I swear, it was possible.
Yeah.
They needed more 2-3 years to
Yeah.
be together.
I think Sainz, as soon as he came through that he's leaving Ferrari, was like beast mode on. Who cares
100%.
now? I don't care. I don't care about Ferrari anymore.
And since that announcement only, he also went up to the podium a couple of times.
Yeah, he
For
did.
He proved himself.
Yeah.
He had to keep a job and have
Yeah.
fun. I'm sure he would have had, but to get a
But get a
position-
better
Yeah.
team.
I'll just say about a perfect strategy, not on the current lineup, but also in a way, Alpine keeping our Indian driver Kush.
Man.
as a reserve driver. He's proved his mettle in
Yeah.
F2,
Yeah.
and they've done it. So that moves and a couple of reserve drivers, even as a matter of fact, Mercedes saying keeping and Kimi, who's been given a seat now, but he's very young. There are chances, and I hope he doesn't do it, but there are chances he might have bad races and everything, but then they have a very experienced Bottas.
Which is ready.
Yeah.
No?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think for developing the car, Bottas is a very good
Very
driver.
good. Very good.
Very
Because
good.
he's been with Mercedes since forever.
I think right after Williams, he was with Mercedes throughout.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then he just went for like 1-2 years in stakes, so he knows now that what is improving or what is not as good in that Mercedes dominating era that we all had.
True.
But that's what I'm saying. So on-field strategies, on-track strategies, post-track strategies, all of that fine. But even the reserve strategies,
Yeah.
some teams have really hit it well and kept very good potential drivers
Yeah.
ready to take up that seat when needed.
Yeah. Except Red Bull, yeah. I'm not understanding what that team is doing with their
There was
reserve.
the-
A lot of drivers, it's quite a choice.
The main aim is that one driver and rest everyone, either the second driver or the weaker drivers or the junior. So everyone's their reserve driver.
Yeah.
Vika was their preschool.
Yeah.
Then Red Bull's the school.
Yeah.
It's always
So but then all of them, all three, are their reserve drivers technically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
That's
If
actually
you
true.
think it like that, it's.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Screw you.
But what do you all have to say about Ferrari's strategy today?
What? There's nothing to say in it. Like it's.
Like such a prestigious team.
I think it reminds me of the movie where Niki Lauda goes and says it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, just shit.
Hamilton needs to do that.
Yeah. But why didn't they pick him on time? I think अगर उसको एक लाख पहले pick करते ना with Max, he would be on podium today.
Possible.
Yeah.
Not
Even if not podium, top five.
Top five,
sure.
Top five.
Because there was this one time that for like 20 seconds we had Ferrari 1-2. And I'm like, oh shit.
I was just hoping that he would stop at that moment.
It would be insane.
It would be crazy.
It would be insane if Hamilton won the first race.
And Russell still would be third.
Russell, yeah. Russell तो पहले पहुंच ही जाता है यार कहीं ना कहीं से podium पे आ जाता है.
Sometime.
For the Ferrari strategy was the way the class 3 lane came down. That's the situation. When
Which was
Ferrari
never
went.
announced.
Exactly.
2022, Charles won the race. 2023, he DNF'd first lap, Australia. Okay. 2023, Verstappen won the race. And then 2024, he DNF'd. 2024, Sainz won the race. 2025, he DNF'd.
Interesting.
And today, what happened? Talking about strategies, let's even talk about how the whole FIA was able to handle and control. Alonso's crashed. Everyone slapped him again, but the car is still coming.
Why didn't they go red flag?
Honestly,
They
they
should
should
have
have.
done a red flag.
Because it was right on the track. There were debris
And they were taking so much time.
That's what I'm
Just,
saying.
yeah.
Like the car is
There were so
still.
many accidents.
Yeah, they
There were
should have
less
just done a red
tow-trucks.
flag, yeah.
And they don't have much openings throughout the track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
The tow trucks have to keep coming right throughout the track.
Itne yellow flags, just do like a red flag, hang out for a bit, let the rain settle, and then race again.
I mean, it's not that there would be a problem with the delay of another 15, 20 or half an hour.
Yeah.
They would have easily covered up all
Yeah.
it was a 57 lap thing, so it was quite easy.
Ferrari pit wall and FIA are similar.
Oh, Ferrari, yeah. Like every year Ferrari fans come and they're like, this year is going to be our year. Then they watch one quali, the तो अभी 2025 में they'll say 2026 is our year. 2026 में regulation change होंगे फिर बोलेंगे कि fuck it 2027 is our year. तब तक Hamilton will get out and then they'll get a new driver, Ollie Bevan. Every year is like next Ferrari will be better, but it's just not happening.
What's the color of Ferrari?
Red.
लाल ही करने बैठे.
Are you hating him or should I?
We kept this for that.
Fuck you all. Today you take this out.
बच्चा नहीं है तेरा.
Every time we do this podcast, let's make it a thing. Every time we do this podcast, the person with.
What do you mean? But you're gonna shoot middle fingers?
Hey, Lawson.
I think every time we shoot a podcast, out of the three of us, whoever's just winning it gets the award. And today's you.
Thank you.
Fuck you.
Appreciate it.
Give a moment of, not moment of silence.
Moment of silence.
Give a speech.
Speech. First of all, thank you. Appreciate it.
That just looks wrong.
Yeah.
That's even weird.
Thank you, Project Podium.
I feel like a rookie out here getting a new car, new steering wheel. Hey, भैया ये बटन से क्या होता है?
At least Sargent still doesn't know where the fuck is a kilometer. He left motorsports. He's starting his own streaming channel for motorsports.
Because he doesn't know what kilometers are.
Let's call him. Let's call him on the podcast.
हाँ बोलेगा अरे मार.
कितना किलोमीटर दूर आना पहले वो मैं उसको समझा देना.
So for the last segment, I asked some people on Instagram. I put it on my story, and I asked them. What did I ask them?
Hula.
I asked something. So I asked them to make a wild prediction for the Australian Grand Prix after the practice. Okay, so we have to react. What all people must have seen according to the practice. Okay, double Williams podium. Sad, we cannot make fun.
In parallel universe.
I think.
Yeah.
Even I'm hoping for that someday.
Yeah.
I won't say anything.
Oscar winning his home Grand Prix and breaking the Australian GP curse.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. If he did not follow the whole monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah.
He might.
Carlos Sainz sings smooth operator in his new Williams. Oh shit.
He did already.
He did?
Yeah, they welcomed him.
But that was during Bahrain.
Yeah,
not today.
not today.
Not this weekend. Oh, love this. Return of Hamilton.
Who was this? I would like to meet this guy.
बहुत लंबा नाम है जो. Send me his profile. Return of Hamilton, बेचारा. It must be so heartbroken, यार.
I'm sure.
Hospitalized.
Depression. Oh, Ferrari 1-2.
Who was that?
20 seconds happiness.
It happened. He was right. He was right.
20 seconds happiness.
Unless they realize that we need to make some strategy calls. I think Hamilton and Leclerc should have their own personal radio. And go like, abhi radio off kar dete hain, abhi ye karte hain. Now let's put the radio and tell them what to do.
They should either that or put on jammer. जब ज़्यादा बोलेंगे jammer on. Let me drive the way.
Oh, बेचारा बोल रहे don't talk to me, don't talk to me. They're still talking to him. Carlos P1. This is the too wide.
No, too much.
Yeah. Too wide. Piastri wins and beginning of Lando-Oscar rivalry. We just spoke about it. I would love to see that.
That's a bold prediction, and we are hoping for that.
Yeah, we're also hoping for Oscar Lando. Between Oscar and Lando, who do you think will be the winner?
Lando.
Same, Lando.
Oscar for me.
Yeah.
Okay, Lewis Hamilton, but honestly speaking, Leclerc or Norris seems to be the winner and runner-ups.
Winner, though, he was right at it.
Yeah. Runner-ups, thanks to Ferrari team. They love sabotaging their own drivers. Bevan scores the pole. Oh my god, in a Haas?
How?
No.
No. They couldn't do it how?
Yeah.
Not on this planet.
What is he at?
Okay, then Carlos Sainz. Everybody is a Carlos Sainz fan suddenly. Like, I think everyone is feeling bad that, he got
Yeah.
injured in
And I'm sure these guys have seen the DTS.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah, that episode was really
It was
good. That
amazing.
episode and Leclerc episode was really good.
Really good.
Then my wild prediction is that Checo will secure a podium and Danny will win. What?
Oh hello, Formula
What
1
is
game
he
नहीं खेल रहे हैं.
smoking? What is he smoking? I want to know that.
मेरे को इसको मिलना है.
हाँ, इसका नाम
इसको
भी
अगली बार
छोटू
बुला.
सा है. One of Ferraris will not score points. That was my wild prediction. I really thought Hamilton will not score points. In my mind, I wanted to say Hamilton will DNF, but I didn't because of Bjorn. Honestly, because of Bjorn.
वरना हमारा
तुम
कोच
लोग इधर
मुस्तकिल तक पहुंच जाता है.
क्या point थे क्या पता?
एक ना.
Number 1. Got it.
That's-
Lulu is the Silulu is worse.
The thing.
Forget all of this. Slow Lulu.
What?
Slow Lulu.
अरे यार, get over it.
Slow.
होली की शुभकामनाएं. Charles wins the race. Lewis third, Max second, and Carlos fifth.
ये ज़्यादा ही कलर्स में है.
He wants a rangoli. Oh, fun.
होली में शुरू अच्छा.
हाँ, होली की शुभकामनाएं, guys. Happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
Sainz finishing above both Red Bulls. Bichara.
बेचारे.
Hamilton podium, both Vikas finishing above Lawson. People don't like Lawson, or what?
I guess after Mexico they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, what he did was wrong. A bit too much.
He's
If it-
desperate to win.
Yeah.
And
See,
that's not
in
the way.
that, in his defense, he did say, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win."
I think
Yeah,
that.
that's a very Max Verstappen
Yeah.
mentality.
And he thinks just because he's wearing that
Yeah.
blue suit,
Yeah.
he is that, but he's not.
Yeah. Carlos Sainz on top step. Yuki Tsunoda will win the Australian Grand Prix. Wow. Wow.
Like Red Bull's gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
Until they put their cars out.
You know, right? They both have radios connected to each other. VCAR and Red Bull, they
Yeah.
speak to each other.
Yeah, but all radios are open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they personally also
They
they
personally
communicate, and they're like, "Hey, they're all so."
It was not last year.
Logan Sargent crashing on the same word.
No,
Danny
the
Rick's fast lap.
fastest lap point. Hey, by the way, the scrapping of the fastest lap.
They already did.
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, why?
Yeah, what the heck?
It's good. So that Red Bull can take fayda of it to 1 point.
Hey, come on, yes. He was
It actually
actually
happened.
last race. He was on new soft tires. Of course, he got the fastest lap. And don't
That's
tell me
not-
that Norris lost the championship by 1 point.
No, he did get demotivated.
That's his problem. Come on, yaar. 8 points se
Hey,
nahi hara.
jokes apart, but yeah, it should be there. It's an added motivation.
Yeah,
for
it
people to
should be
create
there.
strategies,
Yeah.
create
Get
that
the
gap.
soft in the end.
Exactly.
He would love to do
Ultimately,
so.
even 1 point matters. No?
Exactly.
So,
I
see,
think
Hamilton's
scrapping-
1 point matters.
Rather, they should have changed it to having a fast lap throughout the grid.
Yeah.
One fast lap wherever you are on the grid. Give a
Yeah,
point.
fastest throughout. Yeah, that's a cool
Like, it's
one.
like a brownie point, man.
Yeah.
Come on, you can just
Yeah.
distribute it right there.
And they should shut driver of the day because now we know it's going to be Lando only. Otherwise, a DNF भी क्या
24 driver
formation
of the day
lap
दे
पे,
दो उसको.
yeah. Even if he
Honestly.
crashes in the formation lap, driver of the day, बेचारा आया तो race पे.
Maybe.
That's the mentality that Lando fans have. Like, I also
Actually.
like Lando, but relax about the driver of the day prizes, guys. Toto Wolff faints as he sees Hamilton win. Oh, I can be right. Toto Wolff faints as he sees Hamilton win by 15-second lead.
That's such good
Toto
high
has to
detail.
be
Very optimistic.
Extreme.
Nico Hülkenberg wins after starting from pit lane.
Okay.
People are watching the same as far as we are watching.
भाई क्या लेके बैठा है तू?
Carlos. Everyone is a Carlos Sainz fan.
Majority are these.
Literally, like I can see chilies
But
everywhere.
Sainz
People's
is a
champion.
hot-
People's champion.
Yeah.
Carlos.
We don't care whether who's the driver of the day. We want people's champion.
Isaac Hadjar to finish with in top 10 seconds.
Top 10 seconds for sure.
There will be wildlife on track, like it always is down under.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there was. There were some gooses or something in the end, now.
Russell, you have a vote on.
Huh?
Police.
Oh, should I see that? I think I do.
There was a meme. We just went out to the runoff area and there was this over there. We took this thing, turn over there and they started flying. Actually, they started running, but we flying.
Oh.
So they were not scared of Russell.
So, yeah, I think this is what Australian Grand Prix was and our first podcast.
Eventful though.
Yeah.
So was our podcast.
Yeah, so was
Very
our
much.
podcast.
Rain crash.
Hello.
Strategy, yellow. Strategy, yellow.
Ferrari.
लाली करके
Words
छोड़
of wisdom मिले आज Ferrari से.
I swear.
Oh yeah. Words of wisdom was my favorite
It
thing.
was the best.
So 19 drivers feel the rain. One doesn't.
Because the seat is only wet.
सब गीला है भाई.
It's me, Barish, okay? What do you think is going to happen in China? It's a sprint weekend.
It's going to be interesting. If it doesn't rain, it's actually going to be interesting.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't rain. Yeah.
One of the sessions, either sprint or race, it shouldn't rain, so we'll actually get to know how the cars are performing.
Yeah.
With the long straights and technical cars.
Who do you think should win?
Chinese Grand Prix. I would really like Piastri to take a win or Charles.
Cute. I'm surprised you didn't say Hamilton.
2-3 days खेलने दो बच्चों को.
Charles.
Then the vote will come in.
Nah, I also believe it should be either Charles or, honestly, currently with the way things are performing, Charles or Russell.
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 The car's good.
Cars good.
Car's good.
But
But
if
I
you
really
think with
want
specifications,
Yeah, I would
Cars
have
good.
Piastri.
So I want that Lando and Piastri ka rivalry.
Yeah,
That is
let's
going to be
manifest it,
interesting.
guys.
Yeah,
Let's
manifesting it for sure.
Lando and Oscar rivalry this season and side में match. Yeah.
वो हमारा favorite है.
मैंने
जो अपना manifest करते हैं.
I'm
अरे हाथ तो नहीं manifest कर रहे ना.
now what we manifesting it.
निकाल.
क्या कहती हो?
वो रसल के पास है और मीना भाई.
Minimum was that. I believe because this is the first corner going on saying this on record, Max will be enough this season at least twice.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Actually, I would like to correct you.
Yes. Okay.
We will see you. Bye. Thank you, guys. Bye.
See you
Please
next
don't
time.
forget to
Subscribe.
like,
Share.
and we will see you for the Chinese Grand Prix.
With no viruses.